up, y'all? Alright, so I just opened my blinds. It's like 4 a.m. We'll see if I see any gang stalkers out here right now. But I was on a delivery tonight, or last night, whatever you want to say. And I was at this apartment building, and as I'm walking up to the apartment, there's this person coming out and getting in their car next to me in the parking lot. And then as I walk up, it's like the apartments are outside, you know. So I walk up the stairs and I hand off the delivery, and then as I'm turning around to go back down the stairs, the person that was parking is coming up the stairs, and she has a Target bag, or she had 2 Target bags. And that's a tactic that they do, is they'll walk by you with a Target bag at a synchronized time. Like from the store Target. There's a siren going off right now. And that noise is that air conditioner machine outside of my apartment that's always turning on and off synchronized. So I can finally catch that noise with this camera now, probably, because I have a better microphone. And you can probably hear that siren too. I don't know if it's a synchronizer siren. I don't know. But it was like as I was driving up to that apartment building, there was a guy standing like in his driveway or whatever, and he has his little dog, like a little tiny dog. You know, the gang stalkers and their dogs. But I don't hear the siren anymore. I don't know if it just drove too far away to hear it, or if it turned off, or what. Oh, and they were setting off their I'm pretty sure they were doing some street theater with the ambulance and the fire truck tonight, because they were driving by, like, pretty much, like, next to me, like, in the distance. Like, driving by with their sirens. But like, yeah, as I was driving up to that apartment building, there's this guy with his dog, and he picks his dog up right as I drive by him. He just picks it up. But it's just right as I drive by him, like right as he's right next to me, so. And it's just right there by that apartment building, too, so, like, right across the street from it. So, but then I go up, and then there's the Target bag lady. Right as I turn around from handing off the delivery, she's right there with the Target bag coming up the stairs. And then, right as I walk away from that apartment building, there's another person with a dog coming, like, around the corner of the house, like, up the hill. Just, like, walking around the corner and turning onto the sidewalk there, you know? Like, right as I'm, like, coming up to the front of the building, like, to the parking lot. And then right as I get up to my car, there's a white car driving out in the parking lot, like driving around the corner of the building, and then driving by me, and out on the street. And then right as I drive out, like the person that was walking the dog up at the top of the hill is at their house now, and they're just standing there. And then when I get up to the top of the hill at the intersection, I look in the mirror and they're going in their house right at that moment. Like, this is just every delivery is things like that are happening. Every anything, every day, wherever I go, things like that are happening. I don't see them right now though. It's too early. They're not awake yet. Even though if I went outside right now, they'd probably be out there. Or they would be out there. For sure, they would be out there. If I went outside right now, they would be meeting me right at the first intersection. But they're just not doing it right now. And I would show out my window, but I just don't want people to know where I live. So that's why I don't show out my window. But in some of the videos, you can see, like in the reflection of my glasses, you can see, like if I'm like, oh, there's a cop driving by. Yo, right when I said that a cop drove out, that's weird. But like, if I say, oh, there's a cop driving by, like you can see the flashing lights in my glasses or whatever, like you can see the one headlight car in my glasses. Well, there's just a cop car and then a silver car, like one after the other. They weren't really like synchronized, but it was just like right after the cop drove around the corner, a silver car drove out. And they're just going the same direction, so yeah. Those silver cars the last few days, they be gang stalking. And I saw a bunch of cops meeting me at intersections and then like driving up to the street out of a parking lot right as I'm driving by, like at the entrance of the parking lot. They're driving up to it right as I drive by. Like they're driving out of the parking lot and driving up to the street right as I drive by. Or a white SUV is doing that or whatever. But I saw a cop doing that tonight. And just a million things. It's just a million things every day. Like, there's probably a bunch of things I forget that, like, there's just so many things. Just all day. Just all day. Like, it's really, like, just It's so ridiculous. I don't know what other word to use. It's just ridiculous. Like, bruh. Like, all the trolls are like, why would they waste resources on one person like that, man? Like, that's just like $1 million, man. Like, why would they do that, man? I don't know. Because they're crazy. Because the people that orchestrate this are insane. That's why. Like, dude, I wonder the same thing. Like, bruh. It's insane. Yeah, I don't see him right now, though. I just saw that cop car and the silver car, and that was it. And maybe that siren, you know? That might have been a gang stalker siren, but I don't really know. Usually I know. Usually it's right at a perfectly synchronized time, and it's syncing up with another synchronizer. But, like, I'll probably see one pull up soon if I just stand here. But, like, I'll go out to my car in the parking lot at work, and there'll be a white car driving by on the street right when I get in my car, and then there'll be another one pulling into the parking lot behind me as I start my car. And then, like, there'll be a bunch of other gang stalkers driving by on the street, and then I'll back up, and there'll be another white car driving by right as I back up, or like right as I put my car into drive and drive forward. There's another white car driving by, and he's syncing up with another white car driving the opposite direction. Or just whatever, you know, like, it's just multiple cars, just like at like all the different places. Like, they'll do that, and then I'll drive forward out of the parking lot, and then there's a gang stalker driving by on the street right when I get to the edge of the parking lot. Or, you know, like 3 of them driving by on the street all at the same time. And then, or, you know, at least one of them, you know. And then there's another one pulling up as I turn out, and like, or there'll just be a car parked behind me in the parking lot, like across from me in the parking lot, and then right as I back up, he backs up at the exact same time and just gets in my way. You know, just backs up straight at my car, just gets in my way. Or it'll just be a white SUV driving through the parking lot right as I start to back up, getting in my way. Or it'll be a cop pulling someone over in the parking lot, which has happened, I think, well, it happened 2 times in the parking lot, and then it happened one time in the parking lot, like next to where I work. It happened 2 times in that parking lot since I started working there. And they were both gang stalker, street theater, crisis actor shows. It wasn't a real pullover. It was a cop fake pulling over another gang stalker to gang stalk me. Like the first one, I walk out. I'm like clocked out, walked out of work, and then right as I get to the first intersection, which is like right next to where I work, there's just a cop and a car just driving by right there, right as I walk through it. Right as I walk up to it, there's just a cop pulling over a car right there, and the cop turns his lights on right next to me and just pulls him over right there. And then, like, I think it was like a week later or something, or like not that long after that, they were doing another pullover in the parking lot. They were pulling this guy over in the parking lot, or like they had these cop cars behind this guy in the parking lot. And like they came into the parking lot and like drove around the building, like surrounded the building with cop cars basically. And then they like pulled this guy over in the parking lot. And then, had their flashing lights on and everything. And then I go out on the delivery, and there's just like one cop behind this guy. I don't know if it was just 2 cop cars that showed up, and then the one pulled up when I came out or whatever, but like it was just one cop car behind this guy, or maybe it was 2 cop cars out there or whatever. And then there's this other cop pulling up right as I'm leaving, though, is what I'm saying. Like, right as I'm leaving, there's this other cop pulling up and walking up. And then I go on the delivery and I come back, and right as I come back, they're arresting the guy. They're like handcuffing him right as I'm driving by him. And then right as I leave work, which was like a while after that, it was like, I don't know, like an hour or 2 after that, I'm leaving work, and they're towing the guy's car right as I'm leaving, and there's a cop that just like basically does a U-turn right next to me in the parking lot, He just spins around next to me, right next to, 90-degree angle right next to me, He just spins around the parking lot and drives off, and they tow the guy's car right at that moment. He was probably wearing a red shirt too, I don't remember. And then I've seen him pull over one headlight cars. Like, I saw him pull over multiple one headlight cars one night. Like they just have a car pulled over on the street that's like the street that I'm like going down to get to my delivery, Or there was one that was like right next to my delivery one night. It was just, they had a car pulled over, a one headlight car. When I got there, he was already pulled over. you know? And then sometimes they'll drive off right as I drive by them or walk by them. They'll drive off right at that moment. The lights on the cop car will turn off and they'll drive off right at that moment. But I don't see any gang stalkers right now. Thank God, dude. Dude, I'm surprised. This is great. This is great. There's no gang stalkers out here right now. This is amazing. For real. What else happened? I don't know. It's just a million things every day, though. Like I said, like, it's so stupid. It's just people walking in and out of buildings and cars turning and people walking up with a dog to an intersection. And it's just stupid. Like, y'all, what, like, y'all are just LARPing all day. Doing this stupid robotic LARPing shit. That's stupid. Like, I'll just drive up to an intersection. It's just a car with one headlight. It's just driving up to the intersection right as I'm driving up to it. And it's just a car with one headlight. And that's it, you know? It's just a car with one headlight driving up to the intersection right as I am. That's it. And it's just like, well, that was stupid. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Everyone, an idiot doing a stupid thing. Like, dude, why are you doing stupid things? Like, I'll do it back to him. And, like, like, man. Like, I'll do it back to him, and like eventually I'm just like, this is stupid. Like, why am I doing this? This is stupid. You know, like, I do it to prove a point, you know, but like at some point though, I'm just like, yo, like, the difference is though that I'm doing it to do it back to them. They're doing it because someone is telling them to do it and they're a puppet. That's the difference. I'm doing it to do back to them to show them how it feels to be synchronized on all day. But at some point, I'm just like, bruh, what am I doing? Like, you know, like I'm not gonna waste all my energy to do that all day. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, bruh, why are you a synchro bot? Why, dude? And why every time? Why is it every time I see you, you gotta be a synchro bot? Why is it every time? That's weird, dude. You know you're a weirdo, right? You know you're weird as fuck, right? Because every time I walk by you, you gotta do a synchronizer thing. You know that's weird, right? You know that that is insane. Like certain people, the majority of people, it seems. But just like certain people that I see all the time, or like my coworkers or whatever, or certain people I see at certain places every day. They just they just gotta walk through doorways right as I do and do synchronizer things all day. Just every time I see them, they're meeting me right at a doorway or right at another synchronized moment. And they're doing synchronized things around me. Did you find it, Joe? What does that mean? Are you another one of the trolls that just goes around TI's pages? Or are you. Who are you? Did I find it, Joe? What does that mean? That doesn't make any sense. My name's not Joe. What's going on in the comments right now? Well, currently I don't see any gang stalking terrorists, Stasi criminals outside. I don't see them right now, currently. But if I went outside right now, they would be out there right now, currently. They would. They would be right there. So they're out there. Still, even though I haven't seen them this whole time. And it's been a half hour I've been recording, And I saw that cop car and that silver car, and I think they were gang stalking. But other than that, I haven't seen no gang stalkers. They're watching. They're always watching. Yeah, I know. They're watching all of us, including all of the gang stalkers are being watched. Everybody's being watched. Even all of the missing people are being watched. They just watch them go missing. They just watch all the children go missing. Hey, the DHS just lost 85,000 children. How does that happen? How do you lose 85,000 children? Especially if you can track me everywhere I go, even without a cell phone, and follow me around with white SUVs and planes and things, and red shirts and all the things. Even if I don't have a cell phone on me, how do you lose 85,000 children? Maybe they're helping the children go missing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're helping the children go missing. They are the human traffickers. Epstein didn't kill himself, remember? There's a siren. I don't know. I don't know if it's a gang stalker siren or an actual emergency. I bet at least one of those two sirens that I heard on this video was a gang stalker siren. I don't know. It's probably a gang stalker siren. I don't know if it was, but they be gang stalking those sirens though, all the time. A lot. They don't usually drive by my apartment, but sometimes they will. But it's usually like they'll drive nearby, but like I don't know. Like a lot of times they'll just be driving in the distance and then driving off into the distance far away. But then occasionally they'll drive by my apartment or they'll be driving by when I pull up to an intersection. They'll be driving through the intersection with a siren. Or like one night I drove by the fire station and they were driving an ambulance out right as I drove by with the siren. It's weird, man. Just gonna drive around with a siren. That's weird. That's something a weirdo would do, you know? Like, that's a weirdo behavior. Like, bro, you're weird. You're gonna drive a siren around town. Just to synchronize on me. Well, thank God I don't see any gang stalkers, so I'm gonna close my blinds. I don't see any gang stalkers out there. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. I looked out my window and I saw maybe 2 gang stalkers, and that's it. And I heard a couple of sirens that might have been gang stalkers, but I don't really know. So that was cool. I looked out my window for 38 minutes and I saw possibly 2 gangs. I saw and heard possibly 4 gang stalkers. So that's cool. But then when the sun comes up, it's time to start the show again. Or probably before that, before the sun comes up. But by the time the sun's up, it's showtime. It's gonna be a million white cars all at once. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a lot more gang stalkers. It's gonna be a whole parking lot more of gang stalkers out there. It's gonna be an entire parking lot of gang stalkers out my window. How do I know who is a gang stalker and who isn't? They synchronize like robots. And they do different things in patterns, repetitive patterns, every single day. Like, I'll walk up to an intersection and it'll be all white cars at the intersection, at the front of the traffic. And then maybe even white cars behind those white cars. But It would just be white cars meeting me right at the intersection, pulling up to it right as I pull up to it. And things like that are happening all day, every day. And people are walking out of doors and walking into doors next to me and getting out of car doors and into car doors next to me and driving up next to me, parking next to me, pulling off next to me, driving by me at certain places on the street. Like every time I walk up the same street, they're driving by at the same places with all the same color cars or all white cars. Or just, I'll walk up one block, it'll be all red cars driving by at all the different places where they drive by. And then they're syncing up with other red cars at the intersection. And then like there's just a million things that they do, but it's repetitive. And I've documented it over and over and over and over. So if you just watch my videos and you watch multiple videos and you compare them with each other, and you just keep watching and you compare all the videos, you're gonna see like there's just people synchronizing out here. Around me specifically, and other people, not just me. People are like, you think the world revolves around you? Like, no, it's not just me. There's a lot of people that are being targeted. But when I walk outside, there's a bunch of people synchronizing around me specifically. From my perspective, wherever I'm sitting, looking at out of a window, or if I'm walking around, or if I'm driving around, or if I'm riding on a bus, or if I'm riding in an Uber. From my perspective, they're synchronizing cars and people around me, around corners of buildings, people walking through doorways the same time as I am with a red shirt on, red shirts, red hats, red whatever, camo. They do the red and the camo. They sync red and blue things together. So like a red car and a blue car, or like a person in a red shirt and a person in a blue shirt. Like one day I was just driving up this street, and as I go through this intersection, there's a guy with a blue shirt crossing the street in front of me, and then a guy with a red shirt like walking by me or something like that. And then like one day there was just a guy on a bike with a blue shirt, and like I'm walking by a crosswalk, and there's a guy on a bike riding by me on the sidewalk with a blue shirt, and then there's a car on the street driving by me with a red car on the street driving by me at the exact same time. And they're going opposite directions, you know. I've heard the name. I haven't ever looked at the channel, but I don't know. I'm hearing a truck outside right now. I don't know if it's a gang stalker truck, but it wouldn't surprise me if it is. And then like people in my apartment building will be walking by and like so many people in my apartment building are gang stalkers, but they'll just be walking by in the hallway, like at a synchronized moment. Like, you know, like I'll sit down in my chair, and it's just right after that, there's someone walking by in the hallway. Or like one night, someone was walking by in the hallway, and it was like snowy out, and they stomped their feet right next to my door. Just like it's all so stupid. Like, it all sounds so stupid coming out of my mouth because it is stupid. It's stupid. And it sounds stupid because it is stupid. And it's designed to make me sound stupid talking about it because it is insanely stupid. But it's like that science experiment where they took like rats and they like play like a sound and they shock the rat when they play the sound, like this tone. And every time they play this tone, they shock the rat with electricity. And then they play the tone again without the shock, and the rat reacts like it's being shocked. And that's basically what they're doing by synchronizing things on you and sensitizing you to white cars and red shirts and people coughing and just normal things like that. So that every time you see someone with a red shirt now, you instantly assume they're a gang stalker before you even know if they are or not. Before they even do a synchronized thing, you're just instantly assuming in your head that they're a gang stalker. Like in the back of your mind, at least, you know what I mean? You're skeptical of them. You're like paranoid a little bit. Like you're like, is this another one? Is this another gang stalker? Because every time I see a person with a red shirt, they're being a gang stalker. So is this another gang stalker, or is this just a guy in a red shirt? Because 99% of the time when I see a guy with a red shirt on, he's being a gang stalker over and over again. Like every time I walk by him, he's doing a gang stalker maneuver. So, you know, it sounds stupid. It is stupid. But it's also like, when this is happening every day, it builds up, you know? It's like, it's like, dude, someone is walking by in the hallway again. Like, that sounds so dumb. But it's like, dude, somebody is out there walking by in the hallway again intentionally just to walk by me at a synchronized moment. They're doing it again. Like, damn. They're out there doing it again. And then, you know, every time you hear someone walking by in the hallway, you're like, are they doing it again? Even if they're not, even if it's just someone walking by in the hallway. It's retarded. And then like the people in my apartment, they'll be meeting me at the front door all the time. Like they'll be walking through it right as I am. Like they're coming in right as I'm going out, or going out right as I'm coming in. Or they're at the top of the stairs right as I'm coming in. Or they're coming out of their apartment right as I'm coming out of my apartment in the hallway. Yeah, the goal is mass confusion paranoia. It's to make you go crazy too. It's to make you just self-destruct basically. Oh, and then I was walking home tonight, and the train horn was going off synchronized at a bunch of different places, just honking, just one time, just like, huh, just really far away from me in the distance. Just a train horn honking synchronized as I cross the street or whatever corners I was walking by. Why do I think they're targeting me? I don't know. All I know is they've been doing it before I knew they were doing it. They've been doing it for a few years at least. And people in my family are in on it. And I don't know. I definitely speak out on certain things. But I don't know. I just feel like it's probably been my whole life or a long time. I don't know. Like before I was like a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it was after that. I don't know. Maybe it's because of things that I post on the internet. I don't know. I don't know. Nobody's gonna tell me. This is the big mystery. They don't tell you. Like, damn, at least tell me. At least tell me that. Or at least tell me the reason that you're telling other people that they're following me. The fake made up reason to get people to follow me who think that they're fighting terrorism or whatever. Neighborhood watch Stasi program. Oh. But like, like Yibo, he made those videos like exposing Hollywood movies and the symbolism and all the pizza symbolism in them and stuff. And then he started getting stalked after that. And then I found his videos, and then I found his gang stalker videos through that. And then I found out I was being gang stalked through that. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know why, like, I don't know. Like, different people get targeted for different reasons, and some are targeted from birth, I think. Probably a lot of them are targeted from birth. And I don't know if it's the family selling them into the program or like, what is it? I don't know. It's like some big open secret that only the TIs don't know about. That's what it seems like. There's a lot of people that are in on it. I don't know if it's birth or if they study people as children and figure out which ones are gonna be the troublemakers or the, what do you call it? The people who think outside the matrix. You know? They like single out those people and target those people from a young age. I don't know. We're all just a bunch of lab rats, though. Like, to them. Everybody, including the gang stalkers. They're lab rats, too. Like, they just study and monitor everybody and experiment on everybody. But I'm gonna get off of here. Are you a TI? Are you still there? Are you a TI, Raymond? You don't know yet if you're a TI? Well, I don't know if Raymond got off or what, but I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Later, y'all.